So yeah, I mean, there were some subtleties in this endgame, but again, I don't want to spend too much time on it. After the queen trade, I would say white is close to lost, if not already lost. So the game is pretty much over. And also, one of the points is that in these long things that Georgi had, is his move 35 right now. He had maybe 20 seconds to make the last 5 moves of time control. So this was something that it's very tangible during a game when a player is being pushed by the clock to make moves and not have the necessary time to really achieve a deeper level of thought. So this went a couple more moves. Turn at A5, he fell for a little trick here, and ironically he made time control and resigned at the same time. So this game really illustrated for me the importance of avoiding my opponent's preparation, because it showed me that even a player like Georgi, who's a 2,600 FIDE, might face some serious problems over the board when encountering an opening that's not as popular and that also holds some venom to it. And secondly, being used to having less time of both players, I got a real glimpse of what it's like on the other side. What happens when you're the one with half hour, 45 minutes, or even an hour ahead on the clock. And this really kind of opened my mind up to a new strategy that I should adopt in future games. And that's basically what I did in New York. So, let's see, which game of New York should I start with? I don't know if I should. Elvis was very similar to the game with Kachashvili in a couple of ways. First of all, I had played Elvis many times, and he's really a problem player for me. My score against him is less than stellar. I think I've maybe played him 6 times, and I've drawn 3 and lost 3. And I mean, I have a huge respect for him as a player, not just because he beats me to the ground every time we play, but also, I mean, his career is very remarkable. So in this game, I knew who I was playing, and Elvis is actually used with these two, kind of snowball effect. Think a little bit here, think a little bit there, and all of a sudden, 3 moves wasted 30, 40 minutes. So, this kind of a practical approach that I was interested in pursuing for the New York tournament. I was determined, really, if I was going to spend a half hour on a move, it would only be once, and after that, I better have everything figured out. Otherwise, I would know I was in trouble. And also, it helps because then you know when you're in trouble. You know that if you spend more than a half hour on one move in particular, or if you did it twice, then a red flag goes up, and you know that things aren't going your way, so you need to start thinking defensively. So up to here, I had made the whole game in a couple minutes at most, and Jan had already thought. I don't know why he thought 40 minutes already, and making that move. And the good thing about that was that when Jan was in a 20-minute thing, I was thinking on his time, and actually I got to think for 20 minutes in one move whenever he would do that, and I had prepared.
Right?
Yeah, so that's the other game. Versus played very well.
You got a couple of brilliancy prizes, didn't you, Asa? Didn't you get a couple of brilliancy prizes in your life?
Yeah, 2 in 50 years.
It's all right.
My opponent's learned strong.
Some people get none.
One of my victims was ironically Chicago.
Was that the one you wanted to awesome?
Huh?
Which is the one you wanted when I decided?
That was the later one. That was my supper game.
That was a pretty nice game.
I get brilliancy games on the losing side.
Congratulations, you know. It's better to be on one side or the other because your name is in history, right?
I think it's in the Vice San Jose tournament. They actually give both players money because
idea.
they had some problems with the people that kept getting brilliancy prizes, because there was one person who kept getting them, but on the losing side, and he was a little disgruntled about it. But I
Well,
guess
that's not too bad.
that's just him and Renato.
Who was the one that was the
I don't remember his name. They usually have some crazy stories in that tournament.
One of our sayings is the ideal opponent is the one that plays just well enough to lose brilliantly.
Yeah, and the obvious problem with the Versus game was that Hare Krishna just made a horrible blunder. But after that, I mean, it's a very nice game to look at because there's rook takes c6 and knight takes f7.
But I think that side could have won several different ways.
Yeah,
I mean, I looked at it. He could have won several different ways.
Yeah.
It was pretty what he did, but it
It wasn't necessary. Yeah.
could have won a few.
So obviously, I was happy to hear that my.
So before you show this game, I think it's an opportune moment. We actually give you your brilliancy prize check for this game, which we're about to see, and this is your FIDE rating stuff.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations, thank you.
Let's try turning it on.
So as long as we were talking about Versus,
There you go.
this game was actually I had a connection with the Versus game because I had played the same opening, and in this position against Versus I had played b3. And,
I didn't see it
I think I got a fairly decent position, but afterwards managed to mess it up somehow. And I knew Shabalov, he's the kind of guy that prepares.
Change the battery.
Shabalov, he's very well prepared and is always on the sharp side of things. So falling into a preparation against Shabalov in a complicated opening like the King's Indian is not what you want to do it in an important game. So this was the 8th round, and the finish line was getting closer, but it was still too soon to think about it. Yeah, I was expecting Slav as well, but I mean he plays the King's Indian every now and then. He plays everything he does. Luckily, I had looked over my game with Versus from 2 rounds before, and found another line that I liked, so I didn't have to repeat the same thing. And at the same time, I was following the motto of avoiding my opponent's preparation at all times, or whenever possible. And here, bishop f5. I think Shabalov usually plays like rook b8 and a6 type of lines as well. So that he played bishop f5 so quickly was a red flag for me. So against Versus, I had played an interesting line. It's a very old line with b3, knight e4 here. And e5, and usually most of the games I had seen in that line, black played d5, and white just got a pleasant edge after e3, queen 2, rook fd1, and bishop f1, and then moved the knight away, avoiding the trade of bishops. But
I think you got the last picture of it.
after e5, I think black has a very, at least playable game. I'm not going to show the Versus game, but it went something like this. And I started to go off track playing moves like queen b3, bishop h3, and just I was all over the place, and I was actually lucky to get away with it. Yeah.
Pressure on right away.
Actually, before the game, I had seen another game by Julio Granda, the grandmaster from Peru, which, I mean, he had handled impeccably for the white side. And for some reason, I either couldn't recollect his plan accurately, or I thought I had a moment of brilliance and should play differently. But Granda played rook e1, and I think against knight d7, instead of putting the bishop on h3, which is sometimes problematic because after the take on f3, as in my game with Versus, black is going to play g5, h5, and g4, and that's going to hit the bishop. So the idea of playing rook e1 first is that after knight d7, the bishop goes to f1. And since black has to take on f3 anyway, because otherwise white plays knight d2 and takes the bishop is going to be redeployed via d3. And I mean, the bishop can stay on f1 or go to d3, but after maybe a move like a4, a5, bishop b2, and c5, it seems like white has a very comfortable position.
Be able to play C5, right?
White?
Yeah.
Well, I suspect black would have to play b6 here. Well, I don't think he'd have to, but it would be advisable. And actually, the Granda game went something like that, and Granda played this idea of bishop, of redeploying the bishop via a4, and it really paid off for him. He won a very nice game, and he won against a very strong opponent too. I think he beat Sokolov, who was a Dutch grandmaster, almost 2,700.
What is it, black's move before this is black's move?
Yeah.
I don't know, how about something original, like 4 and 8-6?
Yeah, I'm not saying. Okay.
A4, A5.
Yeah, I like this a4.
A5 you want to play around? You want to play A5 or not? A5, okay.
Well, you might be able to get away with this.
That's what happens when you play A4.
Yeah. So maybe a4 is a little
I was
rough.
thinking if black could play D6, white could still play C5, second.
Probably.
Take it, play bishop E5.
But here, the C5 is not that vital, is it?
I don't know.
Well, that looks kind of interesting. Playing c5 right now.
I was saying on B6 instead of A6.
Well, now you play B6.
Take a pawn on E5.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, this might be.
That's
Well, take the bishops,
Maybe this.
trade bishops on E5. Oh, rook takes. You want to play it out of the other way? Out of the same? Where you played in that other game?
Actually, I don't think this is going to be work as nicely because after knight. Well, I can take on c7. It's not so bad.
The black queen is on D7, right? So you can just play.
Well, I was looking at knight d7, so if I play bishop a1 and trying to play queen d4, you can just play knight f6. But if I can take this,
Queen B6.
I mean, the pawn on d6 is going to be nice.
It's probably compensation.
play bishop A5 and bishop C3.
I don't think black is lost, however.
Probably not, but I think white has a comfortable position.
To me, it's outrageous not to put a trophy, particularly for that performance.
Do you want to explain this for a moment? I'm just taking a video.
Well, you see, William had this nice platter done as a trophy for by winning the tournament, and it reads
Beautiful.
Marshall 2011 International Robert Hungaski champion,
And the score?
8-1.
Very nice.
No, +7 equal to 8-1 score.
Well, that's a nice surprise. You weren't expecting that, were
In
you?
the middle. And I couldn't get this, I couldn't use this because this is already turned out already engraved. No, don't tell anybody.
Oh, it's fine.
You regifter.
Right, get up that food, guys.
This is actually
Don't want anything left.
so it's really very nice. Now there's many of the things that I saw small and it was
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
How you doing?
so this one you can actually put up there somewhere. But I have a handwritten letter I didn't bring tonight, but I wasn't sure. So you have a certificate too. And this you got actually. What do you got? Oh yeah, very good. I give my very, very best, and I can hardly wait to see the child. I'm sure that someday.
maybe 3 more.
No, the lane is also like
Early age. Lane is over.
Lane and Bisquire.
Lane is safe.
They're all like 8.
They're all servers.
Yeah, this fire is like 84.
That's it. Well, you're really not going to be all over here.
I can also play one of the games here.
So I went to